What's up, guys?
Yo.
Welcome back to the Fanatics Live premiere show.
Yes.
The exclusive first look at upcoming Topps releases that you'll only find right here on Fanatics Live. I'm Alex Giamo. Some may call me the queen of collectibles, and today I'm joined again by my friend.
Me, Scotty Rippin,
Oh, yeah.
the short prince of Bel Air, Scott Rogowsky, back in New York with you, Alex. So good to be back, because we have a big one,
A
Alex.
huge show planned for you. One of the biggest releases, depending on who you are, the biggest release of the year, 2023 Bowman Draft Baseball.
Another reason you're going to get hyped about this release, Alex.
The GOAT reason? I gotta throw my dad joke in there.
The GOAT reason, yes, indeed. Look, you've heard of Tom Brady. You know this
No,
guy,
who's
Tom
that?
Brady?
Yeah.
Football player, Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer. Before going to Michigan and then getting drafted by the Patriots, he actually got drafted out of high school by the Montreal Expos in 1995. He chose not to sign with them, continued with football. We all know where that ended up. But now that he's finally hung up his cleats for good, we think, he's getting to have his very own baseball card. This is crazy, Alex.
So crazy. Imagine if he didn't choose football, though, right?
I think he looks amazing in that Expos uniform.
I mean, that vintage throwback.
The throwback's so good. And then it would have become maybe a Nationals uniform, maybe the Yankees sign.
Listen,
Who knows
Scott,
what happens?
Brady would look good in anything, but he especially looks phenomenal.
He could have been a two-way like
And
Shohei.
that player. Oh,
He could have been
absolutely.
Shohei before Shohei.
Absolutely.
But his card is in here. It's an amazing card. You've probably seen it leaked out there in the
Obviously,
internet by
because
now.
everyone is talking about it. Tom
Yes.
Brady's 1995 Dream Draft Picks card. That's the official name of it. And you, my friends, are going to have the first chance to hit it tomorrow with those early access shows. Again, only here on Fanatics Live. And before we get to the checklist, what do you say about a little Bowman Draft history lesson, Mr. Quiz Daddy?
Why, certainly. As the name implies, Bowman Draft features players who were drafted by major league teams that year. So back in July, almost exactly 6 months ago for the 2023 class. But the Bowman Draft product actually made its debut back in the year 2000.
Wild.
When it was called Bowman Draft Picks and Prospects. It was originally produced as factory sets, sealed with one autographed card. I have the 2000 set sitting on my kitchen table right now.
Not surprised.
Because I'm weird. Over the last 20 years, however, like many other Topps products, it's added chrome cards, refractors, parallels, inserts, and more autos.
I like it better though, right? Better odds, better chances to hit something good.
Yeah, 5 autos in these super jumbo boxes, crazy.
But dude, I actually just learned this myself. The biggest product change came in 2014 when Topps removed players who had already made their MLB debut from the checklist. That eliminated rookie cards and resulted into the rebrand to Bowman Draft.
So Bowman Draft has a ton of first Bowmans, including some of the game's hottest prospects of recent years, like Marcelo Mayer, Henry Davis, Jordan Lawler, Jackson Holliday, and Kumar Rocker, who I think could still have a nice career.
Yeah, and that's not to mention the active legends like Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, who also, by the way, debuted in Bowman Draft. Draft is the first time these guys make an appearance. So when Bowman Draft hits, it can hit big. And one of us can hit that super.
Of the next Trout, maybe. Both of 2023's Rookie of the Years, Corbin Carroll and Gunnar Henderson, debuted in 2019's Bowman Draft. So think about this. This year's checklist could feature first Bowmans of future Rookies of the Year, like Wyatt Langford. Check out that Bowman Draft night card there.
Ooh, Texas Rangers.
Max Clark, he's on your team. The Chrome Prospect
Yeah, he has
card.
350,000 followers.
Yeah,
baby.
he's big. Bryce Eldridge, Draft Picks and Prospects. Paul Skeens.
What do you think about that stash? Creepy or vibing it?
One of the best stashes in the game, and his autograph cards can be found in here. Ty Pete, how about that flag variation? That's a cool new
Pretty
insert.
sick, yep.
And Colin Houck, New York Mets first round pick, the class of 2023 insert.
It also includes the always sought after Chrome Prospect autos, new inserts, and those gorgeous transformative talent refractors. No doubt Draft has been one of, if not the, Scott, most exciting prospecting products for almost a decade. And this year, no exception, my man.
You could argue it's better than ever this year, given how much young talent is in the game today. So Alex, I saw your top 5 prospects you're chasing.
Did you
posted
now?
on Fanatics Live's Instagram earlier, yeah. For anyone who missed it, we each gave Fanatics Live our top 5 picks in confidence. But somehow they got onto the internet.
They're sneaky, huh?
Yeah.
Well, at least people got to see those, God, how much better my list was than yours.
All right, all right. We'll
Of course,
see
you
about
guys,
that.
I had to go with my #1 overall pick, which was MLB's #1 overall pick, Paul Skeens. Now, why? Well, have you heard of Olivia Dunn, his girlfriend? On top of being an amazing pitcher, his girlfriend's an amazing gymnast, all right? Already graced the cover of Sports Illustrated. I like it. Star factor, right?
So you're going
there.
off of the person's girlfriend.
Yes, because keep in mind, this is
factor into their
the hobby value, right?
Okay, hobby value. Yeah,
The more eyeballs, the better.
It's like Travis
for
Kelce cards going up now that he's connected to Taylor Swift. I get
She's
it.
no Taylor Swift, but you see where I'm going there. So for my number 2 pick, I picked Max Clark. He was the number 3 overall pick. He's an internet sensation, old man. You might not know that, but he is, okay? 350,000+ followers already on Instagram. He's really like the first young baseball player to take advantage of social media. And again, that's marketability for the hobby. So I like it. I love the exposure.
Okay, good point there, yeah.
He's got swag.
I can see that correlation between your follower count.
All right, Tommy Troy. Everyone knows he's a really talented shortstop already. He's already on the Arizona Diamondbacks, coming off a World Series appearance. All right, I'm going Blake Mitchell. He's a catcher. Everybody loves a catcher. They're always undervalued. And finally, Colt Emerson. He is a shortstop / third baseman. Everybody, I feel like, loves the Mariners, right?
Yes.
And everyone wants them to remain relevant and take it all. You never hear anyone say anything bad about the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, they're a team on the rise, except this recent trade is sending Mariners fans in a bit of a tizzy.
That's true.
But that's a good point. Emerson I like him. I like the name Colt, too. That's a great baseball name.
It's a great baseball name. And again, guys, I base this list off of hobby, right?
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily like who I think is going to be like the best baseball player ever. I just like hobby appeal.
I think that's what we should be doing here.
What about you?
All right, well, I went a little different route with my strategy. I took A's shortstop Jacob Wilson. He was the 6th overall pick, 823 OPS in 23 games at High A Lansing. Go Lugnuts! I took Cardinals outfielder Chase Davis, 21-year-old, 21st overall pick, who mashed 21 home runs at the University of Arizona in the spring. You like numbers? You like that Colt Emerson 12-12-12 thing?
Yeah, baby.
I'm going for Chase Davis, 21-21 blackjack.
I like that, yeah.
I got the White Sox Jacob Gonzalez taken 15th overall out of Ole Miss, one of the top college shortstops in the country. I have Giants two-way player Bryce Eldridge taking 16th overall out of high school. He had 15 hits, 5 of them for home runs in just 16 games in rookie ball. But the cream of my crop is Wyatt Earp. No, not Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Langford, taken by the now world champion Texas Rangers with the 4th overall pick. He reached AAA in his first pro season, tore it up at every level. He is big league ready. My call for 2024 Rookie of the Year.
All right, Scott, obviously we both think our dog is cuter. Mine is. But we got to bring somebody. We got to bring in a third party.
Shout out Buscemi.
Let's bring in an expert. All right, here we go. Joining us now is former executive editor of Baseball America, author of MLB's Pipeline newsletter, and MLB Network analysis, Jim Callis. Jim, what's up? Thanks so much for joining us.
I love talking draft, so I'm always up to talking some draft.
Russ never sleeps, neither does Jim Callis when it comes to prospecting. But Jim, we have this 2023 Bowman Draft baseball product coming out here. It's featuring players from this past draft. How deep was this 2023 draft when you compare to years past?
It was really deep. I mean, for one, at the very top, you had 5 guys who would have been legitimate #1 picks in most drafts. Paul Skeens went #1, and those guys all went top 5. Dylan Cruz went 2, Max Clark 3, Wyatt Langford 4, and then Walker Jenkins went 5th. And beyond that, you had deeper than usual college bats. It's some interesting. I think it's going to probably stand up when all is said and done as probably the best draft of the 2020s. We obviously have several more to go, but I do think that's going to be the best draft of the decade. With that guy.
And Paul, you mentioned the #1 overall draft pick, Skeens, right? Went to Pittsburgh. He's a pitcher. One can make an argument that his girlfriend is already more famous. What? Tell me about Skeens on the mound. I think he tops out at like 102 miles per hour. He's 18 years old.
Well, no, he's a college guy. So he's a little bit older than that, but we always try to put guys in historical context. And I did a story last year leading up to the draft. I think you can make an argument that he's the best pitching prospect in draft history. At the time he was drafted, it's either him or Steven Strasburg. I mean, you're talking about a guy who not only can reach triple digits, but he'll sit at 98 for a whole game. If you want to nitpick him a little bit, it's not like the optimal fastball shape, but he throws so hard, he maintains the velocity, commands the fastball so well. It's still a very good pitch. He's got a wipeout slider. If you watch him for College World Series, and one of his starts out there, his changeup was actually his best pitch. He can have a pretty good changeup at times. You just don't see a combination of stuff and strikes that Paul Skeens brings to the table very often. And I agree, his girlfriend is more famous. Well, we'll see how long that lasts, because I think he's pretty good too.
But I won,
Yeah,
right?
so the final word, Jim, we brought you in to be the final arbiter here. Who's got the better five, Alex or myself?
I think Alex does. I'm sorry. Like, Skeens and Langford, like man, you know, like those guys can kind of cancel each other out. I think both those guys could be superstars. I just think Alex's guys have more impact ability, you know, and so I'm going to go with Alex's five.
Thank you so
much. We'll
much.
see. You can play. I might be wrong. We'll see in time, but like, it actually was kind of an easy choice for me because I just think all of her guys had impact, and I like your guys too. But
I will surrender to your opinion.
Olivia Dunn.
Yeah,
Olivia Dunn's
thank you, dude. I got Olivia Dunn.
This is the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce situation.
She's gonna crush you with Instagram followers.
Yeah.
What? She was already on the cover of Sports Illustrated already.
All right.
Like,
I can't compete with that. Well, Jim, we
And
appreciate
Max Clark's a social media phenomenon too. So
Yup.
in terms of social media phenomenons,
It's a
I think
huge hobby.
she's killing you. She's got she's dominating you with Skeens and Clark, and that.
That's because I'm a little younger, so I understand the digital space a little better. Right,
All right, yes. Well, Jim, for the old men here, I'll say thanks for joining us, and we look forward to hearing about the 2024 draft class and whatever else comes down the pipeline.
Thanks,
Okay,
Jim.
sounds great.
Man, what a show this has been, huh?
So much fun.
Sadly, this Fanatics Live premiere has to come to an end.
Thanks to Jim Callis and our wonderful production team here in New York. For Scott Rogowsky, I'm Alex Giamo saying,
Stay ripping, never tripping.
I'm always rip, baby.